Hey, science peeps, guess what? This is my final walkthrough for the year. So we are almost there. We have one project left to do for science, and then you are home free. Have a fun summer. Okay, so let's talk about our project. It's really similar to the cells project that we did. There's a couple of similar activities that you have to do or can choose to do. So let's start. Depending on how you again want to look at my activities, my directions, you're going to be going to the June 11th to June 16th link here. Again, you can also, if you look in this section, it tells you when our meets are. It gives you the hyperdoc and it gives you the virtual classroom. So any way you want to go look at it. So I'm going to click on in here. Okay. And here we have our the hyperdoc over here. The hyperdoc link is here. So let's click on that. Okay. And also, if you want to take a look at it through the virtual classroom, the directions are all here in this link. I'll be posting my walkthrough in the TV. And again, you can have fun looking at any of these other little side characters for some fun. There's a mosquito. Woo. There's a beetle. Woo. Okay. So, anyway, let's go take a look at what this final project is going to be about. So, you have three choices. Now, my Google Classroom, our Google Classroom that we have is called Baby Bloops. And if we had been in school, we would have been doing the final Baby Bloop project. So you have a choice. You can do a modified version of that project. Just an FYI, the projects are due no later than June 16th. So that is a Tuesday. And the reason for that, our last day of school is the 17th, but I need time to grade your projects. So I'm going to be working really hard on the 16th, trying to get everybody's projects in on the 17th. Okay. So I need those in by the 16th. Okay. And again, you can click here for my walkthrough. So let's scroll down. And the first one is what gives our Google Classroom its name, Baby Bloops. You're all wondering, what's Baby Bloops? Why is it called Baby Bloops? So I'm going to tell you, if you forget from the beginning of the unit, um, in this activity, you will be building Baby Bloops based on genetic information that has been provided for you below. And what are bloops, you ask? Bloops are friendly little creatures that are excellent for studying genetics. So here is just a review of what we learned and some important terms. So you can go ahead and read that on your own. So it's modified because I filled in a bunch of information for you. You are not going to be making a physical model. You're just going to be making a drawing. And if we had been in the classroom, you would have actually built this with you and a partner. But here, you're doing this on your own. I cut back some of the work. And so if you start your project today, you have plenty of time to get all this done. Again, this is just one option out of the three. So there are four parts. Part 1 and 2, okay, are the data table. Part 3 is the Punnett squares part, and then 4 is a drawing that you're going to do. So let's take a look at this data table. This is like your code, your key code. So the bloops, you're going to be determining their eye color, their eye shape, their antenna color, antenna length, proboscis color. What's a proboscis? A proboscis is that little tube that butterflies have. Moths have them. A lot of different insects have them. I'm going to show you real quick a proboscis. Okay, we're going to look for a butterfly. And instead of a mouth, they have like this little straw-like projection that curls up underneath their chin. But this is what they put into the flowers to drink. And it's a little straw. Let's see if we can get a good clear shot of this proboscis. There we go. You see that? So right here, that's a proboscis. Okay. And that's like their mouth. Okay. And that's like the straw. They put it into the where the nectar is in the flower. They suck up the nectar and then they curl it back under their chin when they're not using it. So it's like a little round, curly Q thing. I wonder if they're going to show a picture of that when they're not using it. Let's see. Nope. There's a proboscis again. Let's see if we can get it when it's all curled up. It's looking, oh, where's the food? Well, this isn't a flower. Maybe that's why I'm not getting anything. Okay. Let's see. No, it's kind of curled, but now they're looking. They're searching for food, so it's not going to be curled up. Why are these butterflies all on the ground trying to drink nectar? There's none there for you people. All right. Well, anyway, you can go ahead and look up for proboscis. All right, let me continue. So, proboscis, where are you? Color. Okay, proboscis length. So, is it long or short? Don't worry about these where I wrote 10 centimeters or 5 centimeters. Same thing with the antennas, 8 centimeters and 4 centimeters. If you're drawing this on the computer, I don't expect you to measure it out by centimeters. Just make it like long, like obviously long or obviously short. If we had been doing this again in the classroom, I would have had you cut the pipe cleaners to a certain length. That's all. All right, tail color, tail shape. Or does it have wings? Wings present or absent? Now, let's say your proboscis. Let's say your bloop does not have wings. You still do have to put in the genetic information for wing color because it could have an offspring that has wings, even though one of the parents doesn't. If it mates with a parent who does have wings, the offspring could then have wings. So you have to have a color gene in there. So make sure you do all the boxes. Don't skip. If your bloop has no wings, still do wing color. Leg color, like length and body shape. So round or square. Okay. So also what I show you here is the dominant and the recessive trait. So a bloop has the dominant color eyes for a bloop are yellow, and the recessive color eyes for a bloop are purple. And so the yellow eyes are represented by a capital Y, and the purple eyes are represented by a lowercase y. So remember, dominant's always a capital, and the recessive's always lowercase, and so on and so forth. You can see that the oval eyes are the dominant one. Excuse me, I say it right here. The round eyes are the recessive one. Okay, so capital E for oval eyes, lowercase e for round eyes. Okay, so you just would follow this code key. So now let's scroll down. What I did for you here already is I put in the genotype of the parent. So we have a mom bloop and a dad bloop. This is right here, it says genes from paternal chromosomes. Think of like papa, paternal, that's the father, and then maternal, like mama or mom. So that's the mom's genes, okay, in the second column. So we can already see here that dad is capital Y, and mom is capital Y, lowercase y. So if we look back up here at our code key, dad is capital Y. So he's definitely yellow eyes. Okay, that's the dominant trait. Mom is capital lowercase. So she's two different letters. So she's heterozygous. But remember, the dominant trait always masks the recessive. So even though she carries this purple recessive trait, she also has yellow eyes because she has that dominant Y. So that's how you would determine that. These two columns, okay, we're going to come back to this. This is for the offspring. So you're going to be typing in what the offspring, what the baby, the one that you're going to draw, what its genotype is, and then what the phenotype is, what it's going to look like. Okay, and that's how you're going to know how to draw your bloop. So these are moms and dads alleles for all of the different traits. So now what we do is we come down here to part 3. So this box up here, this is data table parts 1 and 2. All you have to do is fill in the genotype and the phenotype, but you have to go and do the Punnett square first, okay? So I have here, what you're going to do is you have to complete your Punnett square, each of these Punnett squares. You have to fill in the word or words in each of these where the blanks are, okay? And then you're going to determine after you do all this what the baby is going to look like. Okay. So in each of these Punnett squares, I actually already wrote for you The dad's alleles at the top and the mom's alleles at the side. So that's already done for you. If I scroll down, you can see dad's alleles are already written at the top, mom's alleles are already written at the side. You're probably looking at this saying, well, why is there a 1, 2, 3, and 4 in these boxes? I'm going to tell you why in a moment. So first, let's do our cross. Okay, so we're going to click on the box. You can double click on it and you come up with a drawing. So you click on the box. So we bring the capital Y down and that capital Y over. So then that box, you have a capital Y, capital Y. Here we have also capital Y and capital Y. Over here, we have a capital Y, lowercase y. Just a quick hint, if you are still really, really not sure about Punnett squares, this may not be the project for you, okay? And then here, you bring down the capital Y, you bring over the lowercase y, so there. Okay, so now, dad. Dad is capital, capital. So in these boxes, you're going to write for next to where it says the male bloop is and the female bloop is. The only two words you're writing in these two boxes are heterozygous or homozygous. Okay, so dad is two capitals. So that means that they're the same letter. So dad is homozygous. Or what? And my blanks are missing here, but they must have gotten cut off, but it's okay. What is he homozygous for? So capital, capital. What did that mean again? If you remember back, that means, and actually, I tell you right down here, capital, capital. And he is homozygous right here for yellow eyes. So you don't even have to look back at the chart because I already decode it for you right over here. How about mom? Okay. Mom is capital lowercase. So there are two different letters. Okay. And you can see right here, capital lowercase is heterozygous. So just copy that word. And what is she heterozygous for? Well, capital lowercase yellow eyes. It says it right there. So we're going to type in. So now we're going to write in our percentages. How many boxes have capital, capital for Y? That's 2. That's 50%. How many boxes have capital lowercase, like it says here in D? 2 boxes. 50%. And how many boxes have 2 lowercase y's? None of them. So that would be 0%. You're going to hit save and close. And there you go. There's all your information. Okay. You're going to go into the second Punnett square box, do the same thing. Double click on it. Okay. Do your Punnett square. Capital, remember, capital always goes first. Capital E, lowercase e, all 3 of these boxes, or all 4, hello, capital E, lowercase a, right? Because if you do your Punnett square. So dad is 2 lowercase e's, oops, I put y here. You know what I mean. So he is going to be homozygous. So he's going to be homozygous, right? It's the 2 same letter. Okay. Mom is 2 capitals, capital, capital. That is homozygous. Okay, so now what do 2, I'm sorry, how many boxes have capital, capital? Okay, and you know what, see, I made that little mistake here. So you can just go ahead and fix that. You know what I meant. Okay, so anyway, how many boxes have capital E, capital E? None, so that's a 0%. How many boxes have capital E, lowercase e? All 4, that's 100%. How many boxes have lowercase, lowercase? None, 0%. Okay, save and close. Okay. It looks like I accidentally didn't change these letters for all of these, but you guys know what I mean. This should be capital R, capital R. Oopsies. That should be capital R, lowercase r, lowercase r, lowercase r. So hopefully you guys won't be too confused with that. That was my mistake, my bad. So sorry about that. See how I didn't change the Y in any of those. All the letters are right. All these traits. Uh, It looks like I made a mistake with putting the eyes in here. You know what I'm going to do? I just noticed that. I can't believe I didn't fix that. I'm going to be fixing that for you before you start your assignment. So don't worry. All of that will be fixed, but you get my drift by what I'm typing up in here, okay, on how to do that. But don't worry, that will all be fixed for you. You'll see. Okay. So now, after you fill in all these squares, you have to, so you go down, you fill in all your Punnett squares, la di da di da. Okay. So now it says how to finish the data table. So we're going back to part 2, that data table up above. So based on your Punnett square, determine the genotype and the phenotype of each of your baby bloop's traits. So how are you going to do that? So if you have a dice at home, feel free to use a dice. If you do not have a dice at home, I have this handy little tool called a random number generator. So just click on that. And you're going to make sure, because those boxes are only 4 boxes, your minimum number is going to be 1, your maximum number is going to be 4. Okay. So you're going to go here, first box. Whoopsies. Okay. So to randomly pick which one of these traits, because that's how it happens. It's just a random choice. It just randomly happens if you're capital, or capital lowercase. Okay. It's just that it's a 50-50 chance here in this box. So to make it random, you can either roll a dice, and if you come up with a 1, then your baby is going to be capital. If you come up with a 4, then your baby is going to be capital lowercase. If you come up with a 5 or 6 and you have a dice, roll again. On your random generator, you don't have to worry about that because you already made it 1 to 4. You click generate, and we rolled a 1. So your baby has been determined that your baby is going to be capital Y, capital Y. So we go back up here, we write down capital, and what does that mean? Again, if you forget, just come up, capital Y, that means yellow eyes. Okay, so we go back, and that's how you do that. So after you randomly generate, ask the random generator, am I going to get a 1, 2, 3, or 4? And then you write the baby's traits, add the trait, the genotype, and then put the phenotype here. So now, once you've written down all your baby's traits, you're going to go down and do the final part, which is, and remember, you have several days to do this, so you don't have to worry about doing all this in one day. You are going to do part 4, okay? And it says you're going to use the information you filled in from data table 1, draw in color a basic sketch of your baby bloop. This, because we're doing it with a computer, so I'm not looking for Picasso here. Well, actually, it might look like a Picasso with a computer. Anyway, a Monet, I should say. To draw your baby bloop, select Insert, then Drawing, and then New. And now I'm going to show you how to do this. So you can do Insert, Drawing, New. And there's that box that I use a lot, you see. So let's say your baby bloop you found out that it had a round body. So let's start with a round-bodied bloop. And I don't have a color that it has to be, so you can make it any color you want. You can leave it that color. You can change the color, but I don't have a color. The bloop's heads, whether it's a square body or a round body, all the heads are going to be round. Okay. So there's my bloop body and bloop head. So now the next thing is the eyes. So you have to not only know the color eyes, but the shape. So let's just say that my bloop has oval and yellow eyes. So I'm going to get my circle again, but this time I'm going to do a tiny little oval of the eye. You can see that there. I want them both to be the same shape. So I'm going to hit Control Copy, Control V, and let's position that eye so it's not looking crazy. Okay, so there are my 2 oval eyes. And now to make them yellow, I'm going to select that. And here's my fill color. I'm going to fill it in yellow. I'm going to fill that one in yellow. So there are my two yellow oval eyes, round body. The heads are always round. We didn't do anything special for that. But the eyes can either be round or oval, yellow or purple. So there you go. Then what if you had long antenna? So I'm going to do a line. Okay. And why isn't that working for me? Line. There you go. So these little things pop up. So in my line, I'm going to do long antenna. I mean, you could do that. You could do long like that. I guess if you had short, you could do like there. If you have long, you can do it over there. Okay, let me do another line because they have two antenna. Okay, there you go. Make sure you hit this arrow up there to go back to, not drawing lines everywhere. Okay, two long antenna. I don't know if you want to do a proboscis. You can always do a curvy line. You just keep clicking. Okay. No. Okay. So there's like a curvy line. That's my proboscis. And then so on and so forth. You do the legs, you do a tail. You can do a curly tail by doing the same thing. You would just click so that it curves like that. Okay, I'm good with that tail. You could do a short tail, long tail. It's whatever it is that you get for the traits. Okay, have fun with that. The drawing. I want this to be fun, not like a chore. So if this is something that interests you, do the baby bloops one. Okay, if I hit save and close. Oops, I don't want my baby in there. I'm gonna hit Control Copy. I want my baby to be down here in the drawing part. So I'm glad that happened. I just hit Control Copy and then Control V. And let's make this, a big bloop. There you go. Hello. And if you want to keep editing, just double click on it and you're back to doing your drawing. And then hit save and close again. And then you can just make lots of little babies. And let's have a little village. Baby bloops. They're everywhere. Okay. We're being invaded by half-created baby bloops. Okay, so that is my baby bloop project. The next project would be a hyperdoc. So you might have done this for your astronomy project. Click on the directions here. Okay, I give you templates. I'm not going to go into like huge detail because I want you to read the instructions, but basically these hyperdocs that you've been using with me, you can also create and just make sure that when you go and click these templates, these are my templates. So you would have to hit make a copy to make your own copy to edit it. Okay. Here's a link for an explanation on what a hyperdoc is, but I think you know by now because you've been using them. What do you include in your hyperdoc? So you're going to create a 2 to 5 minute video lesson. You can either do that using Screencastify or any other video app that you have. Include 2 to 3 links to activities, 2 to 3 educational videos to watch. Okay. Include colorful pictures. I do GIFs, so I just Google search like a GIF for whatever it is that I want to put in as my picture. And then include at least one individual practice activity to complete. Okay. And remember this, because this is a cell unit, you're basing this off of something we learned in our cells unit. Okay. So that is the hyperdoc. And then the final project is a 10-minute teaching video. So there's 2 things you can do for this. Okay. These are the things I want you to include. Okay. Again, it's all about a teaching video about something in our cells unit. So the length is going to be 10 minutes. It's going to be an educational video from our cells and heredity unit. Okay. So tell me what you're teaching about. Pick a specific topic. The video can include, if you wanted to use Screencastify, which is what I use. This is what I do with these for. You don't have to even show your face. You can just show, so you can make slides and show slides. You can go to websites and just talk about the website. okay, things like that. I mean, if you want to do something about plant and animal cells or the organelles of a cell, you can go to interactive websites and do a lesson there. Um, and the video should if you do, oh wait, hold on, let me continue this. Uh, you can teach about your topic and include demonstrations if you want to show something, okay, or some kind of combination of that. You can also use Flipgrid if you want. So now here's there's a pro and a con to both. If you use Screencastify, you're only given, I believe, 5 minutes to record. So then you would have to do two of those and share that with me. Okay, just you can email it to me and share it with me. Nobody else has to see it. If you do a Flipgrid, you see yourself. So you can always put those stickers over your face so you don't see your face, but you're seeing yourself. So I don't know if you're going to want to hold up pictures for, makes it interactive, do an experiment. That's where you can do an experiment with like a Flipgrid or create something or demo something. Screencastify is more like doing things through technology and interactive apps on the computer. Okay. So depending on what you want to do, you can do a combination of the two. It's the sky's the limit. So think about what you want to do, what you want to show, what you want to teach. Okay. Continue to read all these instructions. Please email me if you have any questions. This is again your final project for your sixth grade science career. And I hope you have fun. So we will be talking about this from now until the 16th when it's due, every time we meet. All right, guys. So for one final time of your science sixth grade career, CG out.